Hello everyone, and welcome to our first lecture, the present simple tense. We use it to talk about events, actions or conditions that are happening all the time or exist now. First of all, we use it to talk about our daily routines, repeated actions or permanent states. Please study the following examples. She is a housewife. She does a lot of household chores every day. Or the other example. They are students. They go to university. They don't study at the weekend. Also, we use it to talk about laws of nature or other general truths. Like the sun sets in the west, or water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. We use present simple when we want to talk about timetables or programs. For example, the plane to London takes off at 8 a.m. or the film begins at 10 p.m. And finally, we use the present simple tense for sport commentaries or when we want to review the film or the book or narrate the story. For example, Ronaldo kicks the ball and scores the goal. Or Julia Roberts acts brilliantly in the film Notting Hill. And now let's study the formation of the sentences in the present simple tense. In most cases, you have just to use the verb in the base form. But if you have the pronouns he, she, it, that is the third person singular, you have to add ending s or es to the base form of the verb. For example, I go, he, she, it goes, you, we, they go. If you want to say the sentence in the negative or the question form, then you have to use the auxiliary verbs. For the pronouns I, you, we, and they, you use the auxiliary verb do. And for the pronouns he, she, it, you use the auxiliary verb does. So if you want to say the sentence in the negative form, you have to use the auxiliary verb, then particle not, and the verb in the base form. For example, I do not go, or the shortened form is don't. He does not go, or doesn't go. You, we, they do not go or don't go. And if you want to form the question, you put the auxiliary verb before the pronoun and you use the base form of the verb. For example, do I go? Does he, she, it go? Do you, we, they go? Also, you have to remember how to say the sentences in the present simple tense with the irregular verb to be. So in the positive sentences, it is I am or I'm, you, we, they are, or you're, we are, they are. And for he, she, it is is, his, she's, its. If you want to say the sentence in the negative form, you just add particle not. I am not, or I'm not. You, we, they are not, or you, we, they aren't. And he, she, it is not or isn't. And if you want to make the question, you put the verb to be at the beginning of the sentence. Am I? Are you? Are we? Are they? Is he? Is she? Is it? And here we have the adverbs of frequency, which are oftenly used in the present simple tense. They are always, usually, frequently, often, sometimes, occasionally, seldom, rarely, and never. Pay attention that the words seldom, rarely, and never, they have negative meaning and are never used with the word not. So you cannot say, I do not never wake up at 7 o'clock. It will be wrong. Pay attention that the adverbs of frequency we usually put before the main verb. For example, she plays golf. The main verb here is play. So if you want to use the adverb of frequency often, then you have to put it before play. She often plays golf. And we put them after the verb to be. For example, they are always hungry. Also, you use the following time expressions with the sentences in present simple tense, such as every day, every week, on Mondays, on Tuesdays, at day, at night, at the weekend, in the morning, in the afternoon, and so on. And now let's study the way we add ending s or es to the base form of the verb in the third form singular. In most cases, it is just ending s, work, works. But if the verb ends in sh, double s, x or o, then we have to add ending es, watch, watches. If the verb ends in consonant plus y, then we change letter y to I and add es, study, studies. And if the verb finishes with the vowel and after it there is the letter y, then we do not change letter y and just add ending s. For example, play, plays. Also, you have to remember the irregular forms of the verb to be, that is, and have, that is, has. And here is the way we pronounce the sentences in the present simple tense. Please repeat after me. They study at university. They study at university. They don't study at the weekends. They don't study at the weekends. Do they study at the weekends? Do they study at the weekends? When do they study? When do they study?